lab and we're going to break some steel. So what we do first with the initial sample is we measure the length once with the calipers. You can come over here. You measure the length once in inches and get a value, and then we measure the diameter at 3 different locations. Here all the way over to the left, here in the middle, and then all the way to the right. And we take an average of that value, and that's the value we give to Dave to insert into the machine.
And the value that you measured for the length, can you put the caliber on there again?
Yep.
That is actually the part of the specimen that is actually going to stretch. The rest of the specimen is basically so that the machine can grip the sample to pull it apart. So in this case, the initial measurement is 1.88 inches. All right. And this is the universal testing machine that we are going to break the sample with. You see the 2 grips on the machine to grab the sample.
Top first. So we went that edge level with the grip.
Yep.
And then down here. You want to hold the stone with 2 hands. Click that one all the way to the right.
Here?
Yep. You can see how the wedge grips push down to grip the sample. We're going to put about 2,000 psi holding these samples into place. So you can let go of that, Hans. Unlock the upper head. The upper head is what positions for testing. You're going to hit the down arrow and get that into place again where this is level with the top of the grip. Okay, go ahead and grip that. The bottom. This is the bottom, so the little pictogram shows the bottom grips. All the way, and let it rip. Relock the upper head. Yep. Going over. We need to take control back from the machine on the computer, so come up here, hit the little blue arrow next to the red dot. Down here to the load and right click. You're going to 0 that signal, so we have no load showing. Up to the green arrow. Diameter, which just happens to be exactly what we have in there right now.
Cool.
So go ahead and hit OK, and we're going to start testing. Ready?
All right. So now it's going to start pulling the sample apart. So as it pulls the sample apart over here, you start to see it necking and necking. And boom, there it goes.
Okay, so Hans, you're going to take the sample out now. First, let's unlock and lift the head up. Lift this head up.
And then what you see there is the machine gives us the stress strain curve on the screen there.
And then unlock.
And that is ultimately what you guys will get in a text file to do your graphs and work with the data on Canvas.
Grab the top and do the same. And you're going to put them in the vise and redo your length and diameter.
All right, so Hans is taking out the sample now.
So put them together in the vise.
So we got an initial length measurement. Now we're going to get a final length measurement so that we can calculate our strains for our stress strain graph. So Hans is putting this in the vice grip so he can secure it in place and then make a final length measurement. And also measure the final diameter because the sample is necked and good job, Hans.
Not part of the script. It's like putting a puzzle together. You gotta find exactly how it broke and put it back in the grooves.
Technical difficulties.
It's not easy.
Now, when you guys do your steel lab report, for those of you watching this video who weren't in class, you won't be using the data from the sample we broke today. You'll be using the same data from your from when I originally taught the class, from your actual group, and that data is already posted on Canvas.
I shouldn't be struggling with this.
Do you want some help, Hans? Maybe I can hold the vice grip while you try to hold the sample in place, and we can tighten it.
I'm not sure if when I dropped it, I don't know if I broke something off to make it harder to put together.
May I?
Yeah, give it a try. I got it together and I dropped it, so hopefully I didn't mess up something that's keeping it. You got it?
I think so.
Jeez.
Pull that back just a hair.
All right, Mr. Boyd to the rescue.
Let's go. No, not that tight. You're good. Then you can take your measurements again. Inside length. So we're up to 2.36. And now the diameter.
0.304 inches, it looks like. And he's measuring the diameter right where the sample broke, right where it necked down when it was pulled apart. And with these final measurements and the initial length and the initial diameter reading, you can do all of the questions for the steel lab. You'll have the data actually posted from the universal testing machine to plot your stress and strain. And so that's it. Have a good day.